Welcome back to Health Fit. Why was I jogging in place? Because today we're focusing on a form of exercise that everyone loves to hate, cardio. However, here is the simple truth. If you're looking to lose weight, cardio will be a significant component of your lifestyle because cardio is an aerobic exercise, meaning we need oxygen to perform for a longer time. It burns fat most successfully. You need oxygen in order to inhibit those fat cells and break them down. That's why we will be following a 10-minute cycling demonstration led by a pro, followed up by a quick lesson on which fats we use for what, and end with a personal story from a cycling lover. Stay right here and get ready to run. Hey Health Fitters, I'm at the cycling studio of the Enthusiast Rec Center, ready to get my heart rate up. I'm not usually a cyclist, but I'm hoping that with the help of our friend Todd Gober, I'll be able to pull through. Todd is a certified trainer and will be leading us into a short cycling segment. Are you ready? Let's do it. Hey Todd, why don't you go into telling us a little bit of what we're doing today?
Hey Joanna, thanks so much for having me today.
For sure.
So what we're going to be doing today is, unfortunately, people think cycling is just a couple things you can do. It's just about basically spinning. That's not necessarily true. There's a lot of other things you can do on a bicycle if you know what you're doing. Today what I'd like to do is introduce something called HIIT, which is high intensity interval training.
Got it.
So the concept today is we're going to go through half a dozen or so exercises on the cycle, and we're going to be using an interval app, which is easily downloaded, put it on a smartphone.
Nice.
And it's going to guide us.
Sounds convenient.
All right, so you ready to get going?
I'm ready.
All right, so before we get started, I want to make sure you realize you want to make sure you keep your knees together. You don't want your knees way out. Okay, pull those knees together and let's just stay there. All right. Let's get this warmed up. All right, we're gonna start our 2-minute warm up. Also on these cycles, which we at the rec center, so we have really nice new cycling machines which you can use. So I want to kind of go through some of the controls. These nice panel layouts we have the ability to determine our level of intensity. So throughout today's workout, we're going to be varying the level, okay? So right now I'd like to get somewhere around a 10. That's good for a little warm-up.
There it is, 10.
Yeah. And the idea when you get to start cycling during the warm-up is you want to let your body temperature rise slowly and let your heart rate rise as well, but not too quickly. So we got a couple of minutes of warm-up time here, okay?
Yes.
While this is an abbreviated program, typically 45 minutes to an hour of this can be intense. So
yeah. And would you say it's a full body workout?
It is still a full body workout. So today we're going to be, of course, spinning the entire time, but we're going to be pulling in some core and some upper body. Okay?
Wow.
All right.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what that would look like.
Yeah, that's true. We're all good. So any questions for today before we get going?
Not yet.
All right. Well, don't worry. Don't panic. You're doing real good. So let's go real quickly. So your hands are at the 1 position now.
Okay.
Okay. Right on the inside. Yep, that's the 2 position. And then all the way out on the ends are the 3s. Okay. Today we're going to be going between the 1 during the rest periods and the 3s during the hard times. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're going to go 45 seconds intense, 15-second rests. You ready to get started?
Ready.
All right. Let's get started.
Let's do it. Wish me luck.
All right, let's crank this up to around 30 or so, and let's crank. Come on, we're racing. We'll do this for 45 seconds. Good, keeping those knees together.
I think I'm going faster than you.
That's easily to tell. You just look right here in your upper right, left-hand corner of your readout, what is your RPM right now?
112.
We are 112 apiece.
Nice.
Very nice, very good. This is fast spinning. Getting that heart rate high.
Yeah, I feel
Awesomely
it.
good. Good. Almost done with our first round. Keep going, come on, come on. Good job.
Faster, faster.
All right, let's back down. Back down to about 10.
All right, this is our 15-second.
Go during the ones. Deep breaths.
Yeah, don't forget to breathe.
Here we go again. Let's crank this thing up. Go at around 60 on the intensity.
Ooh.
Come out of the saddle. Go to your 3. We're gonna climb a hill.
I can almost see it.
Absolutely, you can envision it, see it. And we're a team. We won't make it until we all go across it.
Yeah.
There you go. You feel your heart rate?
Oh yeah, I can feel my quads too.
And your quads, yes. Good, very good.
I'm determined. I got this.
Very good. Yes. Almost there, almost through round 2. All right, let's back it back down in the saddle, go down to 10. Whew. Go back to your 1s, just take a breath. All right.
Sure puts the
Little bit
high
different.
intensity and hit, huh?
All right, let's go down into about 30. All right, now we're gonna pull up on our legs. Instead of pushing the pedal, we're gonna be pulling.
Okay, and what does
Pulling.
this target?
So pulling, right now you're about 30.
Yes.
Okay, so pulling the legs actually uses a different muscle, which is the hip flexor. Whereas opposed to pushing, uses your your hamstring, your quads and your glutes. So in
Okay.
this case, as you're pulling, hip flexors and hamstrings. So it
Nice.
works a different muscle.
Yeah,
Keep it going, pull, pull,
Can't really see it, but
pull.
I'm definitely pulling.
There you go, pulling up. Of course, your feet's got to be attached to the pedal. Pretty good.
Yes.
Very good. Back it back down. Back to 10.
Whew.
Deep breaths.
This is
deep
my
breaths.
favorite part right here.
Yeah. All right, here we go. And the next one, we're gonna start working in the core. Let's crank this thing up. Let's go to about 60 again. Come out of the saddle, get on your 3. Let's hover, elbows out. Elbows out. Don't cheat, don't let your body rest on your elbow. Make sure your rear's out of the saddle. Yep.
Alrighty. I'm really racing now.
Yeah.
So
There
you
you
don't
go.
want your elbows down here. You want them out, like
Exactly. Don't want to cheat.
this. Okay.
Bring it on out. Hold your body up, your upper body.
Good.
Come on, 10 more seconds. You got this, Joanna. Come on. There you go. Make sure you're breathing. Good. All right, back down, back all the way down to 10. Okay, back to 1s. Take
Now,
deep
why
breaths.
aren't we going all the way down to 0?
We don't want our tension off of our legs. That'd be a little bit too dangerous
All right.
for possible injury. All right, here we go again. Crank it up to about 60. We're gonna do hover. Now we're pushing up. Getting our arm workout now, aren't we?
Yeah, full body, right?
Yep. This is a lot of fun. Set in a group environment with a lot of music going. Very exciting.
I can imagine.
Excellent cardiovascular. There's no reason why you can't combine 2.
Never thought I could be doing push-ups on a bike.
Excellent. All right, back it down. A few more to go. 1 more to go.
One more.
1 more.
We're not fast.
It does. All right. Last one. You ready?
Yeah.
This is gonna knock us out of the park. Back up to 60.
Here we
We're gonna
go.
jump. Come out of the saddle. Back down. Up.
Whew.
Down. Up. Down. Up. Good job. Good.
Oh man, now I can't feel my quads.
Good job, yes. Come on, 20 seconds.
Almost
Feel the
there.
burn. Two more seconds, come on.
Up and down.
Team Joanna about to cross the finish line. We did it.
Nice.
All right, now crank it all the way down to about 5.
5. 5 sounds splendid.
Now we're gonna go down and cool down.
Good.
Next thing you do now, start letting your feet or your legs come to a slow spin. It's good to reach back.
Oh, isn't that dangerous?
Stretch a little
Yeah.
bit.
Whew. We did it.
Deep breath. Good job, yeah. And then slowly let your feet or your legs start slowing down. Okay, of course, cool down will be a lot longer. We're just gonna breathe. Well, there you go, Joe. What do you
There
think?
I go. I think this is outstanding.
Okay, good
I should
deal.
do it more often, is what I'm thinking.
We're just now getting warmed up. We need to do about 30 minutes of that.
My
That'll be a typical
goodness.
class.
Yes, yes. Not typical for me, for sure. Definitely something new, and definitely something new for you. Next time you're wondering about your next cardio exercise, try spinning. Ooh, it'll work you, if you can't tell. Thank you, Todd, for being with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks, John.
Thank you. So the good news is that I made it. The not so good news is that I should probably get on a bike more often. But anyway, don't forget to always stretch after exercise. Go for a full body stretch. And whenever you feel like you can't go any further, just keep pushing, because the feeling of gratification at the end is so worth it.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back to the Health Fit Kitchen. Tonight we're answering one very important question. How are fats involved with cardio? As I mentioned earlier, we use fat during aerobic exercise because fats actually have more calories per gram than both protein and carbs. Therefore, they give us more energy. And since cardio challenges our endurance, we need more energy in order to sustain the same level of endurance for periods of time. There are 3 main types of fat: trans fat, unsaturated fat, and saturated fat. Unsaturated fats include polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fat. These kinds of fats are more beneficial to our health because they are likely to lower the chance of heart disease and lower cholesterol. Saturated fat is not as nearly as beneficial as unsaturated fat because it has a tendency to increase cholesterol. Trans fats are by far the most unhealthy of the 3 and should be kept at a bare minimum. Think of trans fats as a saturated fat in the disguise of an unsaturated fat. I have 5 different examples of oils with me today. Let's take a look at them and determine their fat type and why you may choose one over another. To begin with, let's look at our butter. Butter is actually a saturated fat and is most commonly derived from animal products, and butter falls into that category as a saturated fat. Butter should be kept at a minimum, and any kind of products that imitate butter, such as margarine, should be completely excluded from one's diet due to its heavy content in trans fat. Now, trans fats are most of your hydrogenated oils. Ghee, here on the other side, is in itself butter, but it is a more refined and pure form of butter because it is created at a higher temperature, which allows for the milk solids to be removed. In that case, it is just the pure oil. Ghee is very suitable for people who are lactose intolerant because the milk solids and the lactose is actually removed. Nonetheless, it is still a saturated fat, and we should try to stay away from it. Next up, we have canola oil. Common to other vegetable oils, canola oil is rich in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, making it a healthy choice. The reason canola oil has a bad reputation is because a large percentage of the produce is created from genetically modified plants, similar to sunflower oil. However, this can be easily avoided by purchasing a certified non-GMO canola oil. It's suitable for cooking at high temperatures. Here we have coconut oil. As I mentioned earlier, saturated fats should be kept at a minimum, but not excluded completely. Coconut oil is one of the saturated fats that you should keep in your diet because of its anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. Also, a steady consumption of coconut oil has the potential for a metabolic increase and weight loss. Coconut oil is also very appropriate for cooking at high temperatures. Finally, we're going to end with olive oil, and of course, it's made out of olives. It is an unsaturated fat, rich in omega-3 and 6. Olive oil also contains a high amount of oleic acid, which reduces inflammation. That's why olive oil is often used in cosmetic products and as a skincare product. When cooking with olive oil, it is best to use low heat or use it on salads. I think one serious thought we can conclude from today's kitchen segment is that not every oil is created equal. Obviously, we can see more benefits in certain choices over others. However, always make sure to read labels carefully, even the ones with the small letters, and stay away from modified, hydrogenated, and processed oils. Thank you for being with me today. This was Health Kitchen.
Hey guys, this is Active Updates with Mika Churfan, and I'm here to keep you updated on trending topics, new finds, and health info to support your active lifestyle. We've just learned about how fats can help with cardio. What if you don't do much cardio? Does that mean you don't need fat in your diet? Today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the basics of fat, what they do for your body, and how you can get the most out of your dietary fats. As Joanna mentioned, fats are the densest caloric choice of all our macronutrients. With this in mind, it makes sense why high-fat diets aren't typically recommended, especially if your goal is to lose weight. But stay with me. Fats actually serve some very important roles that you may not know about. So hear me out and think twice before cutting them out of your diet. First, fats function as your body's largest energy reserve. Picture a man who weighs about 155 pounds and falls within a healthy body fat range. How much energy do you think he has stored away in his fat? The answer is about 80,000 to 100,000 calories. This massive reserve of energy is densely packed into the thin layer of fat that lies under his skin, and it can be used if his energy intake from food is low for a day or even weeks. While this may seem like a lot of calories to have just sitting around, having a healthy amount of fat can also do things like protect your body's organs and bones and insulate you from the cold. Athletes who participate in cold weather or aquatic sports know the importance of staying warm during exercise. Without that layer of fat to keep you warm, your body will send blood rushing to your core to protect your vital organs, and it won't be around to deliver oxygen-rich blood to the muscles of your arms and legs when you need them most. Athletes who play football or other contact sports also know the importance of this protective layer in keeping their organs and bones from being damaged during competition. Besides being an important energy reserve and a protection mechanism against injury in cold weather, fats are also vital for the absorption of 4 essential vitamins: A, D, E, and K. And let's not forget that fats are simply delicious. Without fats, it would be hard to enjoy much of the food we consume, and we would have to eat a whole lot more of it to reach that feeling of fullness that we all love after a good meal. This is particularly important for athletes or people with fitness goals that require a high-calorie diet. A competitive cyclist, for example, needs thousands of calories a day, and it can often be hard to muster up the appetite to eat that much food without the use of some delicious, calorie-dense fats. Now that you all know how important fats are for an active lifestyle, let's talk about the best kinds of fat for you and how much you need. Professionals like the National Academies suggest limiting fats to 20 to 35% of your calories. So say you're on a 2,000 calorie diet. That would mean 400 to 700 of your calories should be from fat. But there's kind of a catch. Back in 2016, the FDA modified the nutrition facts label to no longer include calories from fat. This is because research shows that the type of fat you consume is actually a more important health factor than the amount. Back in the Health Fit Kitchen, we saw both saturated fats and unsaturated fats. You may remember that saturated fat was mostly from animal sources, so emphasizing intake of fatty plant foods like avocados, soybeans, nuts, seeds, and plant-based oils is much more ideal than consuming products like cream cheese, bacon, and other high-fat animal products. An exception to this rule is fish. The American Heart Association recommends we consume at least 2 servings of fish per week because its high omega-3 content does wonders for your health. Now, hopefully you've all learned something new about fats and how they help support your healthy, active lifestyle. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Active Updates with Mika. I'll see you next time. Stay active.
Idle hands. They say they're the devil's workshop. But give idle hands a place to go, a purpose, and they're capable of amazing things.
It started with the original care package, and millions more like it. Passed from hand to hand, across land and sea, to help survivors in the aftermath of war. As we grew, we found better ways to help those in need, ways to make a real difference, not just today, but tomorrow as well. Be the difference in people's lives. Help deliver lasting change at care.org.
Hello and welcome back. For this week's interview segment, we took a journey outside of our studio to meet our guests. Since we've been talking plenty about cardio, cycling in particular, I'm happy to introduce Josh Stone to you. Josh is a cycling enthusiast and a spin instructor, and I hope he will give us some good insight into exercise and health for the college student. Check it out. All right, Josh, let's go ahead and get started with a little bit of background info on you. I understand you're a spin instructor and a cyclist. How long have you done that for?
I've been a cyclist now for about 13 years on a mountain bike and 7 years on a road bike. And spin instruction is relatively new to me. It's only been about 4 years for spin instruction.
Okay, and I assume you've competed as a cyclist. I mean, that's a long time.
I have, yes. It's started off in mountain bike racing, and the only reason I started getting on a road bike is to train for mountain bike racing as time becomes scarce.
Are there any other physical activities that you like to do other than cycling?
Well, I always say before BC, before BK, before kids or before children, I always used to love whitewater kayaking. That's actually where my big background was. And then as time has become scarce, it sort of evolved more towards the training for mountain bike races and road biking.
Okay, gotcha. So can you tell me more about your work here at the Rec Center, and how exactly does that include college students?
That's a great question. So my job here at the Rec Center, being the Associate Director of Programs, I get the fun job, as people say. I get to supervise all of the program areas in campus recreation, and that's your intramurals, club sports, fitness, and outdoor recreation. And predominantly I supervise full-time people, but also it trickles down, and the fun part of it is working with students every single day.
Yes.
And not just working with students, but creating training programs for our student employees that not only train people to do their jobs here, but actually ingraining transferable real-world qualities and skills into our students here.
Yes, that is really cool what you do. So how would you say in this case health applies to young adults, and how important is health to young adults?
It's very underestimated, and that's the unfortunate thing, especially here in Tennessee. Health is paramount. If you look at what we do, especially here at Campus Recreation, health is just a means of engagement with our students and keeping them engaged at the university, creating community, but also creating a healthy lifestyle that enables them to study better, have better habits in their studying, and also to create that community of support, especially through recreation programs and our fitness programs here, where they have peers who support them, not just in their fitness quest, but also in the classroom.
Yes, for sure. So in that case, you would agree that health is not just for older people who are suffering from certain conditions that come with old age, but also very much for young people.
Well, most definitely. A lot of times we look at it from the reactive standpoint instead of the proactive standpoint as health is intervention, but health shouldn't be intervention. Health should be a lifestyle. It's being proactive is what really eliminates the reactive in my mind.
Yes. What do you think keeps young adults and college students enthusiastic about exercise and health and nutrition?
I think one of the greatest things that we can do and that keeps them energized is actually creating a community of people who are supportive of each other in that health quest, whether it's group fitness classes or group personal training or just having somebody to come to the gym with. And out of that 1 hour workout, 20 minutes of it spent laughing and having fun while they encourage each other to get on that health quest.
So at this point, it's not just about the workout, it's actually about enjoying yourself and being happy with what you're doing.
It's unfortunate because there's a large picture that's painted out there that in order to be physically fit, in order to be healthy, you have to make huge sacrifices and that you have to endure some amount of pain or whatever it may be. But that's never the case. It should be perceived as a benefit to ourselves, a love for ourselves, and a fun thing to do.
Are there any stigmas you would like to put an end to, particularly to college life and exercise?
Yeah, I think the first stigma is that exercise takes a lot of time and that it is something that has to be pre-planned and something that has to be overly involved, and that's not the case. If we could take 30 to 40 minutes out of our day and think about your day and what you have, you can easily take 30 to 40 minutes and implement some type of physical fitness routine into your day just to make yourself feel better.
Yes. So on that note, my final question is, how do you suggest that college students pursue health? And if that's something they're interested, how do they get started and how do they continue on and make it as a habit, essentially?
Sure. Of course, working in recreation, I always say find the resources. And it's a great resource here. We have a group of people who are overly enthusiastic about getting people plugged in here just to find their fit, as we always say. Go find your fit. So that's the biggest thing. Always find your resources and then find people who are passionate about it too and find it at about the same level as yourself. So if you have a friend who's like, well, I've been thinking about doing a class, but I don't want to do it by myself, grab them along, grab a partner and make it fun. That's the last part, is just enjoy it. So I'd always tell people, if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to continue doing it.
That's true. That is very true. Thank you so much for this interview and for your knowledge.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I want to thank Josh again for sharing this helpful information with me. I truly believe that health is something everyone needs and wants regardless of the age. And let's not forget that you don't need to be a world-renowned athlete to be healthy. Thanks so much for tuning in today. You can catch up with us on Facebook at The Health Fit Show to stay updated. I'm Joanna, and we're Health Fit. Stay active.